We'll have a recap of the previous Padres game, a preview of today's starting pitching matchup, our keys to the game. Plus, we'll hear from manager Mike Shildt.
Ultimately, what we're here to do is win.
From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
San Diego Padres baseball coming up on 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. Today, the Padres take on the Detroit Tigers in the first game of a 3-game series. Our starting pitching matchup today for the Tigers, right-hander Cater Montero, and for the Padres, right-hander Randy Vasquez. Hi, good everyone. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. First pitch coming up at 3:40 p.m. in Detroit. Coming up in the next 50 minutes, we'll hear from the now National League Player of the Week, Fernando Tatis Jr. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. In just a few minutes, we check in with Padres radio voice Jesse Agler, our keys to the game, what to watch for, and much, much more to come as we get ready for this series opener between the Padres and the Tigers. But first, it's time to set the table, brought to you by Fraser Farms Market. Set your table with the highest quality of natural and organic products from Fraser Farms Market, a San Diego original since 1971 with 3 locations, La Mesa, Vista, and Oceanside, and at FraserFarmsMarket.com. Padres are 16-6 to begin the season despite losing 2 of 3 in Houston. That's still the best record in baseball. Padres are 12-1 at home to begin the season, but just 4-5 on the road. Meanwhile, the Tigers are 13-9, playing well after getting swept by the Dodgers to begin the season. The Tigers have now won 13 of their last 19 games. That includes winning 3 of 4 over the weekend against the Kansas City Royals. Padres were in need of a win last night against the Astros. Let's rewind.
Did you miss what happened in the last Padres game? Let's take a look back with our Padres Rewind on the Padres Radio Network.
Padres grabbed a run in the first inning after a leadoff walk for Fernando Tatis Jr. He eventually scored on a fielder's choice and an error. Luis Arraez had that awful collision at first base. In that first inning, he was carted off the field. Thankfully, all the reports since then have been positive. We'll have more on Luis coming up later, although I should mention that Luis was put on the IL within the last couple of hours with a concussion protocol he's in as well. But like Mike Shildt said yesterday, sort of best case scenario, Luis relatively okay. Again, more on Luis coming up later. Dylan Cease got off to a great start. 6 up, 6 down through 2 innings to begin his day. In the top of the third, Fernando Tatis Jr. led off with a triple into the right field corner. Gavin Sheets, who had replaced Arraez in the DH spot, was next.
Now Gavin Sheets pinch hitting for the injured Arraez. He swings at the first pitch, grounds into the right side, deflected by Walker, trickles out into right field, and Fernando will score. Astros had the infield in. Sheets made contact. Walker dove for it, and an RBI single to make it 2-0.
Padres still led 2-0 in the 5th inning. Astros had runners on first and third for Mauricio Dubon.
And the pitch to Dubon is just kind of poked in the air behind second. Iglesias trying to track it down. He knocks it down with the glove, but can't make the catch. Myers will race home to score, and the Astros are on the board here in the bottom of the 5th.
Later in the inning, the bases were loaded for Yordan Alvarez. He hit a sac fly to right. That tied the game at 2. We fast forward to the 7th inning, still tied at 2. It was time for Nando.
First pitch, and Tatis gets a breaking ball, hits it in the air, deep to center field. Myers is back at the wall. This one, gonna go! Fernando Fernando again. A go-ahead solo shot with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And the Padres lead it 3-2. He is homered for the 2nd consecutive night, and he has scored all 3 Padre runs here today.
Fernando's 8th home run of the season. Now leads the National League. Alec Jacob and Jason Adam combined to throw a scoreless bottom half of the 7th inning. Adam did a really good job. He stranded the tying run in scoring position in the 8th inning. In the 9th inning, it was time for Robert Suarez.
Suarez set and ready. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the pinch hitter Diaz, and a swing and a miss. Chased another triple-digit heater. 102 from Robert Suarez to end the game. A 1-2-3 ninth, and Suarez stays perfect on the season. Padres a 3-2 win here in Houston.
Very nice win for the Padres against the Houston Astros as they salvage the finale of this 3-game series. Final score yesterday in Houston, the Padres 3 and the Astros 2. As we get ready for first pitch coming up at 3:40 in Detroit at Comerica Park as the Padres continue this 6-game road trip. This is only the 4th meeting between the two teams in Detroit. The last matchup coming during the 2023 season when the Padres took the series 2 games out of 3. As we get ready for this series opener, let's go to Detroit.
Let's take a trip up to the Padres broadcast booth for a deep dive on today's matchup with Jesse Agler in our Padres game preview on the Padres Radio Network.
We go out to Detroit at Comerica Park. And Jesse, I know it must have been a late night yesterday. What time did you guys get in?
Let's see. I think we got to the hotel and got our luggage about 4 o'clock in the morning, Detroit time. So the street sweepers were out. The garbage was being collected. It was that kind of arrival. But, got to sleep a little bit really throughout the entire morning, I imagine, for most guys. Got to the ballpark a few hours ago, and now you just try and pretend like this is totally normal and play a game against the Tigers.
Try to get through this one, hopefully come away with a win. Let's talk about this starting pitching matchup today. Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres, Jesse, and so far, so good for Randy. He's had a very impressive start.
Yeah, it's been really nice watching him pitch, and I don't think it's any secret the Padres want him to be on the attack, and that means, yes, limiting the walks, of which there have been too many so far, but fewer and fewer kind of as the season has gone on. And it also means, trusting in himself and using the tools that he has, the weapons that he has to just come after these hitters. And I think we definitely saw more of that last time out against the Cubs and certainly the time before that against the A's in Sacramento. So, look, for Randy Vasquez, there are going to be ups and downs. This is, I would imagine when we look back at it at the end of the year, we'll be able to refer to it as kind of a chutes and ladders season for Randy. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be setbacks, but there should also be some really nice big steps forward. And it's been fun watching him work so far this year. It really has.
On the other side of this pitching matchup, right-hander Cater Montero for the Tigers. We'll have more on him coming up a little bit later. Another headline of today's game, Jesse, as you look at this lineup, Tirso Ornelas will make his first start in the major leagues, batting 5th and playing left field. What are you looking forward to when it comes to Tirso?
You know what? I know it's not technically his major league debut because he got the one at bat the other day, but I am such a sucker for this kind of stuff on a human level. You just think about, how few people have ever made it to the point that Tirso has now made it to. You couldn't fill half of Petco Park with the number of guys who have played in major league history. Going back to whatever we trace it to, 1869. And so, I mean, it's an incredibly exclusive club that he is a part of now. The fact that he grew up locally in Tijuana, that he came to Padre games as a kid, obviously makes it that much more special. He had a wonderful spring. He certainly sort of in a vacuum earned an opportunity to be on the opening day roster. But, of course, rosters are not constructed in vacuums, and he had to wait his turn. And for Tirso, luckily enough, from his perspective, it's only been a few weeks that he's had to wait. And now an opportunity to go out here and do what he's done so well the last few years in the minor leagues, and that's just go play baseball.
Yeah, opportunity for Tirso Ornelas, all you can ask for, and hopefully he takes advantage of it here today. His first start in the major leagues. Quickly, Jesse, before I let you go, let's just talk about the Tigers a little bit. They got swept by the Dodgers in L.A. to begin the season, but ever since then, they've been really good. Probably no surprise considering the way they ended last year. This is a team on the rise in Detroit. Oh,
there's no doubt about it, and I think we've been saying that the last couple of years, but it's been kind of uneven for them. speaking of chutes and ladders. They've had, it looked like they were about to take off and then they wouldn't, but they finished last year so strong. They beat the Astros in 2 in Houston in the wild card round. They took the Guardians to the absolute brink with basically one starting pitcher in the ALDS last year. And now they get Jack Flaherty back. Remember, they traded him to the Dodgers last season. He's a guy that really fortifies the rotation in a big way. They've got the guy that's far and away the best pitcher in the American League, in Skubal, who threw yesterday. So, look, they've got some real talent. They have also, you can tell from just sort of an organizational standpoint, and you credit their ownership in a big way here, they have turned that corner, that the Padres kind of turned towards the end of the last decade, where, for whatever reason or reasons, they decided, we're going to invest seriously in this thing. And that means on the roster, it means into the ballpark. They've done nice things here around Comerica, which is low-key one of the jewels in baseball. It really is. But they've modernized it a lot just in the last 3 or 4 years. They continue to do construction projects here. And you just get this sense. I really, I think I said this when we played them last year. I see the Tigers organization now as sort of where the Padres were, call it maybe 2018, 2019. And I know they got to the playoffs last year, but just from like a big picture, 30,000-foot view, this is an organization that is putting its foot on the accelerator when sadly around baseball, so many teams are not.
Jesse, good stuff as always. Looking forward to this one. First pitch coming up at 3:40. We'll talk to you and Tony at 3:30 here in San Diego. And I hope for you, Tony and Dave, it is a quick game and a Padres win, and then you can catch up on some sleep later tonight. As always, thanks so much.
You got it, Sam.
All right, Jesse Agler joining us on our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. Yeah, we were thinking about it yesterday with the Sunday night game, flight not getting out until who knows when out of Houston yesterday. It's not a particularly close flight from Houston to Detroit. It's not a quick trip, so you knew the Padres were going to get into Detroit really, really late. In fact, the middle of the night, really edging on the wee hours of the early morning in Detroit. So hopefully everybody got enough rest and everybody ready to go for the series opener against the Tigers. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Plus, a little bit later, we have the full update on Luis Arraez, get the latest on him. We'll hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. after Fernando was named National League Player of the Week earlier today. Much, much more to come as we walk you up towards first pitch coming up at 3:40 right here on the Padres Radio Network. Well, Padres pregame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as the Padres get ready to begin a 3-game series against the Tigers in Detroit. A lot to do in this segment. We'll have Who's Hot, Who's Not coming up in just a few minutes. We'll also take you around the horn, give you some headlines from around the major leagues, our keys to the game, what to watch for, a full breakdown of our starting pitching matchup today, and we'll hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. coming up in just a little bit as well. Well, we found out before today's game that although we had really good updates on Luis Arraez last night after that awful collision with Mauricio Dubon at first base, Arraez, really a scary situation. He was stabilized, carted off the field, but as we told you last night, as you probably heard today as well, Arraez was back in the Padres clubhouse last night. Well, the Padres did put Luis Arraez on the 7-day IL earlier today. He is in concussion protocol, so Luis will miss some time, and again, he was put on the 7-day IL earlier today. Let's hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt about Luis and more.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt, served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
I can, and it's overall very favorable relative to how scary that looked and was. Was able to celebrate at the very end, came in afterwards with his teammates, alert, so that was good for everybody's spirits, mostly Luis, of course. Woke up, slept well, as you would expect, has some stiffness in his neck, but nothing cognitively is anything that we're overly concerned about. He is going to go, rightfully so, in concussion protocol. More testing going to be done. Hopefully it's more out of caution than necessity, but he's sore today, as you would expect. Nothing structurally, it's from the jawline. He did have a little cut on his jaw, but nothing there cervically is showing up with any real concern. Again, more tests will happen, who knows, but at the moment, it's kind of the best case scenario for Luis. He's going to head back to San Diego today, and guy's got the heart of a champion.
He goes back to San Diego, more tests will be done, or at what point might he be able to resume some baseball activities?
Well, he goes in the concussion protocol. It's going to be a week, so that's starts today. As far as baseball activity goes, he's just got through playing, so it won't take him long to get back. But it's too early to tell exactly when baseball activity will take place. We'll get through the testing, make sure cognitively he's okay still, has range of motion, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds like a best case scenario considering everything except that.
Yeah, quite. Prayers were answered, and so it's as good as we could possibly expect. So,
some good news for Fernando today, player of the week, and certainly earned it.
More than earned it. That's put together a showcase week that he's very capable of putting together a lot of, and it's fun to watch him play. Clearly, the swing last night to get us the lead was great, but the base running to round third, have his head up and score there. He scored 3 runs, and the play made in the 6th, a sliding play, throwing in the middle of a slide with accuracy and velocity is, quite frankly, one of the best baseball plays I've seen. So, well deserved for Fernando.
How important has Randy been to this rotation? How impressive has he been, especially in controlling the slug? It seems like he's really made some impressive changes so far this season.
He's done a great job. He's got the first hitter out of most innings, which has been big for him. He's had softer contact, so your point about controlling the slug. Cutter's been good. Sweeper's been good. He's been pitching. He's been throwing mostly strikes, and, he's been able to get guys off the barrel. So he's done a nice job for us.
You don't want any injuries, but your injuries come to your left-handed bats for the most part. What kind of challenges is that presented in terms of lineup construction and making sure you're still balanced?
We're trying to create the balance, create the matchups. It's a game of, to some degree, matchups, and Gavin Sheets has done a nice job. Tirso's going to get an opportunity. Wade's been getting his opportunity, taking advantage of it. So those lefties been able to come in, and it's all about finding solutions. That's what winners do. So, we'll continue to put the best club out there. I love the club we've got, and we'll go compete.
How much is Gavin's Like, obviously, he's got the slug, but his approach kind of seen this year. How much does that give you confidence to put him in that spot?
A lot of confidence. I mean, he's got to take great at bats. Righties, lefties, it's really not mattering. I mean, he had 4 quality at bats yesterday, whole field. Missiles to right, balls to left, hit on the nose, driving the balls to the middle of the field. So, Gavin's done a great job. He's in a good place.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt earlier today inside the Padres dugout. We'll talk about Fernando Tatis Jr. and Gavin Sheets and give you the Padres starting lineup after we quickly pause for station ID on the Padres radio network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, what's up? This is Jason Adams. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 3:40. We heard from Jason Adam there. My goodness, how good has he been along with the rest of the Padres bullpen? Adam getting 5 outs and getting out of a big situation in the 8th inning yesterday in the Padres 3-2 win in Houston. And now the Padres trying to make it 2 wins in a row as they continue this 6-game road trip to Detroit. Lineup today for the Padres looks like this. Fernando Tatis Jr. in right field leading off. Gavin Sheets at first base batting second, Manny Machado at third base batting third, Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, batting cleanup, Tirso Ornelas in left field batting fifth, Tirso making his first major league start, Oscar Gonzalez, the DH, batting sixth, Jose Iglesias at second base batting seventh, Tyler Wade in center field batting eighth, and Martin Maldonado doing the catching and batting ninth. Let's tell you who's hot, who's not.
Which player is locked in at the dish? Who needs to kick things up another notch? This is Who's Hot, Who's Not on the Padres Radio Network.
We begin with a look at the hot category, and let's start with Fernando Tatis Jr., named National League Player of the Week just within the last couple of hours. And bear with me, this is going to take a while here. Deep dive on Fernando. He's reached base safely in all 21 games this season, hitting .358 with a .691 slugging percentage and 22 runs scored. His 8 home runs now lead the National League. Again, the thing that stands out about Fernando, the numbers are the numbers, but consider this. His strikeout rate is down from 22% last season to just 13% so far this season. His walk rate is up nearly 6% as well. So he's striking out less. He's walking more, and the numbers with the home runs and the average and the runs scored, all of it have been terrific. It has been no doubt an MVP caliber start for Fernando Tatis Jr. And while we're on it, let's just go through where Fernando ranks among National League players through his 21 games so far. .358 batting average, that's first in the NL. 8 home runs, that's also first. .691 slugging percentage, that's second. .1127 OPS, that's second. .436 on base percentage, that's third. And oh, by the way, Fernando also has stolen 7 bases, that's tied for fourth in the NL. If Fernando gets on base today, that would be a 22-game on-base streak to begin his season. That would match a career high. This is also the highest batting average, highest on-base percentage, highest slugging percentage, most walks, and most stolen bases, and also tied with 2021 for the most home runs that Tatis has ever had 21 games into a season. So if you love Fernando Tatis Jr., those last couple of minutes, those were for you. Deep dive on Fernando, certainly in the hot category. Joining him, Gavin Sheets, last 3 games, 5 for 12 with 2 doubles. Sheets is now batting .333 through his first 57 at-bats as a Padre. In the not category, how about Yuli Gurriel? He did have a single yesterday, but still, Yuli is 3 for 25 to begin his Padres career. Gurriel not in the lineup today for the Padres. We'll see if he comes off the bench at some point, but that's a quick look at who's hot and who's not as we get ready for this series opener at Comerica Park in Detroit. Let's take you around the horn.
Let's examine the most important news and the latest information you need to know in the world of Major League Baseball. Sam Levitt takes you around the horn. Presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Get ready for Major League winning when you join Valley View Casino and Hotel's Players Club and receive over $200 in free instant offers. Visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today.
today was Patriots Day in Boston, the 129th Boston Marathon, coinciding with the Red Sox game against the White Sox. Red Sox won earlier today, 4-2. Big early series starting in the National League East tonight. The Phillies going to New York to face the Mets for the first time since the Mets beat the Phillies in last year's National League Division Series. The A's are calling up top prospect Nick Kurtz. Just 9 months after he was drafted last season from Wake Forest, Kurtz is absolutely raked in the minor leagues, including this season at AAA Las Vegas. We saw him at that prospect game, the spring breakout game in Peoria. He's special, and we'll see how Kurtz does in his major league debut. Finally, how about this? The Guardians designated right-hander Tristan McKenzie for assignment earlier today. Wasn't long ago that McKenzie was looked to be an anchor of the Guardians' rotation for years to come. He had a 2.96 ERA in nearly 200 innings in 2022, but dealt with an elbow injury in 2023, had a rough 2024, even rougher start to 2025, an 11-12 ERA and 4 appearances out of the bullpen, and now McKenzie DFA'd by the Guardians earlier today. And that's a look at some of the headlines from today around the major leagues. We'll have a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard coming up in just a little bit. When we come back, we hear from the now National League Player of the Week, Fernando Tatis Jr. Plus, we give you the full update on the Padres' injuries. The Tigers also missing a key player in their lineup today. Our keys to the game and much, much more to come as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 3:40 right here on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, San Diego, it's Woodsy. My family discovered the perfect balance of yin and yang.
Radio Network. First pitch at 3:40 in Detroit as the Padres take on the Tigers in this series opener. Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres. Cater Montero on the mound for the Tigers. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. We'll hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. in just a bit. We'll also have our keys to the game and take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. But let's give you the latest on the injuries for the Padres and the Tigers.
Who's in? Who's out? This is the Bada Fulkerson Injury Report. Sport, presented by San Diego's Bulldog Injury Attorneys, who hope you're never in an accident. But if you are, make Bada Fulkerson the first call you make. Hit him up 24/7 at BadaFulkerson.com.
Earlier today, Luis Arraez put on the 7-day IL. He is in concussion protocol. So, look, as we heard earlier from Mike Shildt, considering how awful a collision and situation that was yesterday with Luis on the field in Houston, kind of feels like best case scenario. Luis on the 7-day IL. They're going to monitor him, but he is in concussion protocol, and he'll miss at least a little bit of time here. Mason McCoy called up from AAA El Paso, and as we know, the Padres already without a lot of players. Jackson Merrill on the IL with a hamstring injury, Jake Cronenworth, a fractured rib, Jason Hayward, a sore left knee. We can go even deeper. Yu Darvish also working his way back, dealing with elbow inflammation. But Luis Arraez now added to that list. So again, think about this. Padres in their lineup offensively without Arraez, Merrill, Cronenworth. If you want to think about the quote-unquote core six of those three, and then Manny and Fernando and Xander, that's 3 out of the 6 right now that are on the IL. Tigers also dealing with some injury news. Kerry Carpenter, a really good player for the Tigers, is day-to-day after leaving Sunday's game with hamstring soreness. He's been red hot lately, 15 hits in his last 32 at-bats. He is not in the lineup today for the Tigers. Still being monitored by the Tigers. Tigers called up Jace Young from AAA Toledo, one of their top prospects. He's back in the major leagues after debuting last year. He'll be in the lineup today playing third base for the Tigers. And that's a quick look at the latest injury news for both the Padres and the Tigers. First pitch coming up at 3:40. Let's give you our keys to today's game.
How will the Padres unlock a win today? These are the keys to the game. Presented by El Centro Motors Ford. Meet your new Ford General Manager, Greg Ryan, now at El Centro Motors Ford, your new Ford truck, Bronco, and SUV HQ. Call Greg directly at 619-944-0774.
Key number 1. Keep hitting the ball hard. Last night, the Padres put 15 balls in play with an exit velocity of 95 miles per hour or greater. They did that twice in the 3-game series against the Astros. They're hitting the ball hard lately. The results haven't always been there last few games, but keep hitting the ball hard, and generally good things will happen. Key number 2, keep scoring late. The Padres lead the majors with a plus 22 run differential after the 6th inning. They scored 1 run last night after the 6th. The Astros did not score any, and guess what? That was the difference in the ball game. So if you're the Padres in these close games, they played a number of them over the course of the season so far, keep on having success after the 6th inning. And oh, by the way, a big reason why that run differential is what it is after the 6th inning at plus 22, best in the major leagues. That's because the Padres bullpen has been so good. Brings us to key number 3. Temper Torkelson, the former first overall pick, is off to a great start with the Tigers this season. He's batting .288 with 7 home runs, 7 doubles, and 21 RBIs in 22 games. Torkelson is in the cleanup spot playing first base today for the Tigers. Key number 4, Manny in the Motor City. Manny Machado has traditionally hit the ball very well in Detroit at Comerica Park. In 92 career at-bats in Detroit, Manny is hitting .294 with 4 home runs and 6 doubles, especially with another core player in Luis Arraez out. Padres need Manny to play like a superstar, and that also goes for Fernando and Xander, and hey, even Gavin Sheets today, batting second. He's been so good. Look, with all these injuries, Padres need these guys to play really well and carry them. They do. It's as simple as that. So that's key number 4, Manny in the Motor City. Key number 5, Randy keeping it rolling. 1.74 ERA for Randy Vasquez through 4 starts. Is it sustainable? Is the question for Randy. He has a 5.71 expected ERA according to the StatCast numbers. He has twice as many walks as strikeouts, but is yet to allow a home run this season. Can Randy keep this going? His numbers are really good. Again, the expected ERA is quite a bit higher than his actual ERA. Doesn't mean he's just been lucky, but it's something to monitor. And the question here today against a good Tigers team is, how does Randy Vasquez fare? We know there's always base traffic with Randy, but can he keep that base traffic away from home plate. Not allow him to score. That's key number 5, and that's a look at our keys to today's game. Well, Fernando Tatis Jr. very deservedly named National League Player of the Week. Earlier today, Fernando spoke inside the clubhouse with the media, and here was Fernando earlier reacting to winning NL Player of the Week.
Definitely rewarding and humbling and great experience, and those are the steps that you need to take to achieve big things. So, it's definitely a blessing, but it's one step of what it needs to be accomplished.
There's a lot of areas of your game that are really strong right now. One of them is the two-strike approach and the ability to kind of increase the walk rate, lower the strike. Like, what do you make of what your two-strike approach is this year compared to what it's been in the past? Is it different?
Just more mature on the plate, and being able to just combine both my ability to drive the ball and now swing on the right pitches and taking when they're not giving me nothing. So, I decided to grow in that area. And like I said, these are small steps. There's still 5 months and more of baseball to be played.
Swing at the right pitches sounds like so simple, but what are the steps that you take to be able to do that?
It starts with that mentality, and and you bring mechanics in, and but it's just an overall approach that I wish I can throw it out there, but I can't.
Do you see them wasting fewer pitches even now against you, not trying to get you the chase, or are they still doing it as much?
Pitchers still attacking. They still have the ball in their hand. They're still attacking. They're making great pitches. And but obviously at the same time, when I get my pitch to hit, I'm not missing it right now. So that's the big difference.
Good combination, discipline and not missing.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing today? Late travel day, big series here. Like, what's kind of
good? Ready to go. Ready to play baseball. It's what we signed for. So, not putting excuses, go out there and perform as best as we can.
Speaking of not putting excuses, Luis is going to be down for a week. Yet another player that you don't have. There's basically 3 of you left, the core. How do you deal with that?
It's a really big deal. We cannot just put it in our bag just like that. But at the same time, we got to pick him up, find a way, keep finding a way, and I know for sure they're going to be back soon, and we can all go in full force.
That was Fernando Tatis Jr. earlier today inside the Padres clubhouse. Again, a big congratulations to Fernando for winning National League Player of the Week. And you heard Fernando's last answer there. Padres without a lot of guys right now, especially in that lineup. And the Padres are just going to have to find a way, continue to find ways to win games. And even with all the injuries, Padres entered today at 16-6, still the best record in Major League Baseball. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
We take a look at scores from around the major leagues. We have one final already today. Red Sox beat the White Sox at Fenway 4-2. Rob Refsnyder, a home run in that game for the Red Sox. One game going on right now. Yankees and the Guardians are underway in the first inning in Cleveland. Everything else is coming up a little bit later on. Reds and the Marlins in Miami at 3:40. Nick Lodolo on the mound for Cincinnati. Max Meyer on the mound for Miami. Phillies and the Mets in New York. Big series early on in the NL East at 4:10. First pitch in that one. Aaron Nola on the mound for Philadelphia. Tyler McGill on the mound for the Mets. Cardinals and the Braves in Atlanta at 4:15. Eric Fetty on the mound for St. Louis. Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound for Atlanta. Blue Jays and the Astros in Houston at 5:10. Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros. Kevin Gausman on the mound for the Blue Jays. And the Brewers and the Giants in San Francisco at 6:45. Quinn Priester on the mound for the Brew Crew, and Robbie Ray on the mound for the Giants. And that is a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll have much more on all those games coming up on our post-game coverage a little bit later this evening. When we come back, we tell you what to watch for in today's game. We preview the first start in the Padres lineup, and as a major leaguer, for a guy that has been part of the Padres system for a very, very long time, plus a full breakdown of our starting pitching matchup between Randy Vasquez and Kader Montero. First pitch coming up at 3:40 in Detroit. This is the Padres Radio Network. Padres pregame show, EcoWater SoCal, improving your family's water one tap at a time. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. We go out to Jesse and Tony in just about 7 minutes. First pitch coming up at 3:40 in Detroit as the Padres try to build on a 16-6 record to begin the season. Still the best record in all of Major League Baseball. Tigers playing well right now. They are 13-9 to begin the season. Game one of this three-game series. Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres. Kader Montero on the mound for Detroit. We'll have a deeper look at that starting pitching matchup in just a moment. But first, let's tell you what to watch for in today's game.
What's the one thing Sam Levitt will be keeping his eye on in today's game? This is What to Watch For, presented by Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Save 15% today on a new beginning for your home. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com.
What to watch for in today's game, the number 5 spot in the Padres lineup, the man in left field today, and that is Tirso Ornelas. Grew up in Tijuana, grew up coming to Padres games. He's been with the organization for a long time. Began his minor league career in 2017. He's played at every level you can imagine. He was added to the 40-man roster last season. You thought there was a chance he might get called up for the very first time. He was never called up. Then he shows up at spring training, plays well. You thought maybe a chance he'll get on the opening day roster. Didn't make it. Begins the season at AAA El Paso. And now after making his major league debut the other night in a pinch hit appearance, now Tirso Ornelas makes his first start with the Padres playing left field here today. And oh, by the way, after he got called up the other day, after all that time, of course, he had multiple flight cancellations sitting at the Albuquerque airport. But the time has come. It's Tirso time for the Padres in Detroit today. Left fielder batting fifth. How does Tirso Ornelas do today? What does he contribute? It's Tirso time. That's what to watch for in today's game. I'm very excited to see Tirso Ornelas take the field for the San Diego Padres. Now let's take a deeper look at our starting pitching matchup between Randy Vasquez and Kader Montero.
Let's take a look at who's on the bump today with our starting pitching preview on the Padres Radio Network.
On the mound for the Padres, right-hander Randy Vasquez. So far in 2025, it's been good. 4 starts, a 1.74 ERA, 20 innings and 2/3, 8 strikeouts, 14 walks, the 6th best ERA in the National League right now among pitchers with at least 15 innings. Vasquez allowed just 1 run in 5 innings against the Cubs last Tuesday. Randy has allowed 1 run or fewer in 3 of his 4 starts this season. Vasquez has 1 career appearance against the Tigers. He gave up 1 earned run in 2 innings and a third back in 2023. When he was a member of the Yankees, the 1 home run he gave up in that appearance was to Spencer Torkelson. So keep an eye on that matchup today between Vasquez and Torkelson. Pitch mix for Randy: cutter, sweeper, curveball, 4-seam fastball, sinker, and a changeup. On the mound for the Tigers, right-hander Kader Montero. He's 24 years old, made his season debut last Wednesday against the Brewers. He allowed 5 runs and 3 home runs in 5 innings. The home run ball has been a big problem for Montero in his career. He's allowed 22 home runs in just more than 100 innings since making his major league debut last year. Montero faced the Padres at Petco Park last September. He went 4 innings and a third, allowed 5 runs on 7 hits. One of those hits was a home run hit by Fernando Tatis Jr. The pitch mix for Montero: a slider, a 4-seam fastball, a sinker. He'll use those 3 primarily. Also will incorporate the knuckle curve and the changeup as well. And that's a look at our starting pitching matchup. Kader Montero on the mound for the Tigers and Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres. As always, thank you for listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft since 1925. Your water should be perfect. Let's set the table one more time. Padres come in a record of 16-6. The Tigers are 13-9. Padres continuing this 6-game road trip as they begin this 3-game series in the Motor City. When we come back, Jesse and Tony have the full starting lineups, first pitch, and all the play-by-play. I'll talk to you on our post-game coverage. You're listening to your home for San Diego Padres baseball, 97.3 The Fan, and the Padres Radio Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Hey, it's Gravy here from Gwynn and Chris, back with Kaiser Permanente again.